So will I ever go back to driving an ICE vehicle, a gas burning vehicle, after having the Tesla Model 3? And the short answer is no. This is the first Tesla or electric vehicle. I had one hybrid, completely different. But this is the first electric vehicle that I have ever owned, and I've got to say, I am impressed. I am impressed to the point that I can't see ever going back to a gas-powered vehicle. Now, why? You might wonder why. What's so great about the Tesla, in this case, the Model 3? First thing that I really love is I don't have to go to gas stations. Now, I'll put a little asterisk here. The only reason that I would still even own a gas-powered vehicle is because of long-distance trips. If I want to go somewhere and I want to fill up quickly and not have to sit and charge and wait, obviously a gas-powered vehicle is the answer. But for daily trips, just driving around town, running errands, doing stuff, maybe trips back and forth to work, it's awesome. All I have to do is plug it in at night at home, and in the morning it's ready to go, full range. Matter of fact, given the setup that I have, in a matter of 3 or 4 or 5 hours, it's ready to go. Doesn't even have to charge all night. I love the convenience of being able to do that at home, not having to worry about running out of gas. Although I guess you might have to worry about running out of electricity, but only on long distance trips. Number 2, acceleration. You know, I'm a bit of an acceleration junkie. When I push on the accelerator, I like a vehicle to get up and go. I don't want to sit there and wait while they're running through lags, right? And most every gas-powered vehicle, unless you go with a sports car or something, or put the pedal commander on it, is going to have some sort of lagginess to it, right? I don't have that with the Tesla. It's immediate. Because it's an electric vehicle and it's powered by motors as opposed to an engine, as soon as you step on the accelerator, it goes. I love that. It just makes the driving experience all that much more fun, in my opinion. And if you spend any amount of time in your vehicle, why not enjoy it? Next up, number 3, the driving experience. This car is so smooth. It's like a Cadillac, I guess. Takes the bumps well, rides along the road smoothly. It also is comfortable. The seating setup that they have in the Tesla is spot on. I never sit in this car for any period of time and start to have those little back pains or have to shift around in the seat because the seats are too hard. A really nice setup. The braking. This is something that it took a little bit of a learning curve to figure out, I guess. But I never really have to hit the brakes. If you judge it just right, and it's not something that you really have to perfect, but if you judge it just right, when you let off the accelerator, immediately the car starts to brake. A nice smooth brake. You can pull up to stoplights where you're just coasting to the stop, and it's awesome. It's a fun feeling, and again, it increases the driving experience. It's fun to do. I actually enjoy doing this. Plus, if you time it just right, and there's nobody else around, you pull up to a stop sign, you kind of coast to that stop, and it's a little quicker than just a coast. And then as soon as you stop, you can hit the gas and take off again. You've satisfied your legal requirement to stop. I don't know, the 3-second rule maybe. But anyway, it just makes it fun. Handling. The car handles awesomely. Nice crisp turns, and by the way, you can adjust the responsiveness of the steering wheel. I have mine set at standard, but there's 2 other settings you can choose if you want to change it a little bit to your liking. I think it's spot on. Nice, tight, crisp steering. You don't have that 1 inch or so difference that you get in other vehicles. Awesome, awesome feeling when you're driving. Lastly, for the driving experience, it's quiet inside. It might even be too quiet. You know, I find that when I'm driving around and you've got these cars with loud exhausts and things, which I do like on the right vehicle, by the way, but I don't always want to hear that, right? You don't hear it. you don't hear it much inside. It takes a really loud exhaust before you hear it inside the vehicle. Now, when I say it might be a little too quiet, the other day I was at a stoplight and I thought I could hear a siren in the distance. And I could. It was an ambulance getting ready to come through the light. Now, in all fairness, when it got close enough to me that it really would have mattered, I could still hear it outside of the vehicle. So it's not like it's completely dead silent, but it definitely is quieter than any other vehicle I've ever had. Number 4, the technology. I mean, it's a Tesla, right? I love all the tech in it. Besides being an acceleration junkie, I'm kind of a tech junkie too. You know, I like all the latest and greatest features and things. And I know there's a lot of people out there that wish you could go back in time. They'd like to still have the roll-up windows, right? With an 8-track tape player, maybe just an AM/FM radio. I love the way that the car's set up. You've got that nice big screen in there with all of the stuff that you can do with the car. You can set it so you can walk up to the back and the trunk will open. With the key that they have, which by the way is another thing I really like in the form of technology, it's in my wallet. Whenever I want to start the car, get in the car, I don't have to go find my keys. The card is always in my wallet, or even better, because we always have these with us, I start it or take off or operate it with my cell phone. And since we've always got our cell phones on us, you're always ready to go, right? Matter of fact, I catch myself sometimes thinking, oh, I got to go get the key. Well, there is no key. You have the card, and even better, the cell phone. I love the interaction between the two. Software updates, they're done over the air via the Wi-Fi at my own house. I don't have to take it to a dealership and sit and wait for 3 or 4 hours while they reflash my whole vehicle for some sort of a software update. Tesla does it themselves. I love it. Awesome. Number 5, there's no real maintenance on the car. I mean, there's a couple of little things, tire rotation. You might have to add some windshield wiper fluid once in a while, and that's it. You don't have any oil changes. I don't have to spend $80 every 3 months, something like that, to go get the oil changed. There's no battery for ignition. Obviously, there's a big bank of batteries in the Tesla, but there's no ignition battery, we'll call it. Nothing you have to watch and do maintenance on or worry about leaving your headlights on or something crazy like that, which isn't going to happen in the Tesla anyway. It's smart enough to turn the lights off when you're away from the vehicle. I love that. Even the brakes. I mentioned earlier, you can kind of let the engine stop you when you're coasting to a stop somewhere. Less wear and tear on the brakes. I love that too. Anyway, those are just a few, 5, I guess, plus reasons why I would never go back to an ICE vehicle. Not as my sole daily driver. Obviously, I do have other ICE vehicles. I have the Tacoma, which I love for other reasons, by the way. And of course, my wife has the Jeep. But never will I go back to a daily driver that's not probably a Tesla, or at least an electric vehicle. Leave a comment. Let me know. If you're on your first one, like I am, would you ever go back to a regular gas-powered vehicle? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.